Shalom Sazria Metzora, Tavshin Peivav. This is our first week of Shiurim for the summer season. After Pesach, we're in a new part of the year in Sfiras HaOmer, and the Shabbosos are different. Friday nights are much shorter. The Shabbos days are much longer. You have time to learn. Shabbos afternoon. And it's, in general, it's a different time of the year. But one thing, Baruch Hashem, we stay consistent that Emir Hashem on Thursday evenings, Thursday nights, usually Thursday nights, this week now, Thursday late afternoon, we have our weekly Nesivos Shalom share on the Parsha. Just this week, before the end of Bein Hazmanim, so the tzaddikim volunteers of Bikur Cholim have their volunteers night out tonight. So being that they have a special event tonight, so we're recording our shir in a remote location. And that's besides the fact, anybody who's lives in Lakewood, New Jersey knows that the area around Bikur Cholim headquarters, I don't know what's going every night, every single road, Route 9, James Street, Williams Street, Sunset Road, the entire area is closed down for different types of road construction and absolute gridlock. If Lakewood traffic leaves something to be desired on a regular day, it's been whatever. So we found a different location for the shir, and here we are beginning with a double parsha this week. And each year, when we come to these parshiyos of Sazria Metzora, we like to spend a little bit time speaking about the terrible ramifications of Lashon Hara and the punishment of tzaras that comes along with the sin of Lashon Hara. And the Gemara, Maseches Erchin, Daf Tesvav Amud Beis, tells us that the actual word Mitzayra, the word Mitzayra actually comes from the words Moitzi Ra, put together. It's an acronym, it put together. The two words come together, Moitzi Ra, and that word now becomes Mitzayra. And what does Moitzi Ra mean? Moitzi Ra means that this person now turns into a Metzius of Ra, which right away should scare any person who thinks about what Lashon Hara could do to a person and how a person is looked upon now from Shamayim. That alone is a scary thing. But suffice it to say that Chazal tell us that this person now turns into a Metzius of Ra. And what does that mean? You see, people, as we know, which is obvious, people are human. And sometimes humans who are by nature flawed beings, humans are created that way, humans are flawed, so humans do things that are bad, that are not right. Humans do that sometimes. But we need to understand that doing something wrong does not turn a person into an inherently bad person. Being that people are created with their flaws, and our job in this world, our business in this world, is to work on ourselves, and each person with their own challenges and their own characteristics. But every person has a mission in this world to work on themselves, and not always does that go perfectly. So a person by nature makes mistakes and does things that may be wrong. But what it is it's a good person. People are by nature, people are by default, they are good. People are good people. So you have a good person who has done something wrong. But what we're talking about here, a mitzayra, a person who speaks Lashon Hara, we're talking about a different type of person. We're talking about a person who is literally now completely bad through and through. Very, very scary thought. And who is this person? That person is someone who speaks Lashon Hara. He becomes a Metzias of bad, Moitzi Ra. And here's how it actually works. Every person someone who becomes a Ra, someone who becomes inherently bad, every action that this person now does is considered negative. When this person speaks, the words that come out of his mouth are now Ra. They're considered bad. Guess what? Even Divrei Torah, someone who's a Baal Lashon Hara, the Divrei Torah that he speaks are considered Ra. As we know, Divrei Torah, one of the things about Divrei Torah is it could be the medicine and elixir of and for life for one person, and for another person, it could be an elixir of Chas v'Sholom, death. Divrei Torah have that power. For someone who is a Ra, person who is through and through, even their Divrei Torah that they speak now are negative. It's a Metzora, Moitzi Ra. The Nesivos Shalom goes a bit further, and he goes a bit deeper to explain how this actually works. He says there are people, there are two different types of people. There are people who are from something which we call, the Nesivos Shalom calls it, the Olam HaBinyan. These people are builders. Their words and their deeds, the things that they do, their interactions with other people, they build. People who build things and people who are building people. That's a people from the Olam HaBinyan. And we can actually feel, and we know, every person can feel, you know when you're around a person who's a builder. Someone makes you feel good. Someone gives you confidence. Someone who's malamet schus, dan lekav schus, looks at you with an ayin toiv. These people are from the Olam HaBinyan. They are builders. But says in Nesivos Shalom, unfortunately, we have the other kind of people too. People that are from the Olam HaChorban. And whatever they say and whatever they do causes destruction. And some of us, we have encountered people like this too. And the way what controls how this works, says in the Nesivos Shalom, is that if a person becomes controlled by and thereby beholden to the Yetzer Hara, that person now is moving over and becomes a person of the Olam HaChorban, where you lose control of your life and you become, for our purpose that we're speaking about now, someone who's Moitzi Shemra, someone who speaks Lashon Hara, Rechilus, someone who goes into that realm and becomes that type of person, moves over into something called the Olam HaChorban. And a person who follows the ways of Kedusha and mitzvahs becomes a builder in the world of Hashem. That's where Hashem wants you to be. That's what Hashem wants you to do. A Metzora, someone who is now being punished for the terrible sin of Lashon Hara, is now Moitzi Ra. This person now exists in and is part of something known as the Olam HaChorban. Anything this person does causes bad. And it's not just the chitzonius. The Nesivos Shalom says, and he explains very, he says it straight out, so it's something that we all need to hear. He tells us, the Torah tells us that mar'ehu, the look of the nega, amoik min ha'or. It is deeper, it is more than skin deep. So someone who's from now a balash and aran, it's from olam hachorban. It's not just surface. It's not just from the olam of chitzonius. It's deeper, and it goes so much deeper. And for that, the Torah tells us we do have an eitzah for this person. You know what this person has to do? Badad yeshev michutz lamachane moishavai. This person out. He has to be out of all the machanois. He couldn't be amongst Klal Yisrael. Don't come in contact. This person, we don't want anybody learning from this person. Don't come in contact with other people. You are, so to speak, contagious and infectious. This is a behavior that Hashem needs you to be alone. We don't want this to spread to other people. And the Torah is teaching us here, says in Nesivos Shalom, a lesson of nitzchias, a lesson to every one of us for all times of what exactly this pagam of Lashon Hara does. It runs very, very deep. The Torah even says, and Nesivos Shalom brings a beautiful raya from a pasuk. The Torah says about a person who becomes a Metzora, if he has a saras on his body, v'huva el aharoin, this person has to be brought. You bring this person el aharoin hakoyin, oy el echad mibanav hakoyanim. This person has to be brought to a koyin. 1 second. Why can't this person walk on their own? Why do they have to be brought? Someone has to actually, the Torah is telling us, someone has to bring this person. Why? Because the person themselves cannot even deal with this. The pagam runs so deep, and you're so now in another world of Olam HaChorban, and you're far from the world where we need you to be. V'huva, someone has to take you and bring you to Aaron, or one of the kaihanim, by negoyim, by a nega that's on the house, nega that's on a beggar, the person takes it and shows it himself to the kohen. But if it's on you yourself, it's a nega tzaras, where one of the reasons it comes, the big reasons, is for the chet of Lashon Hara, you're going to have to be brought to the kohen. The panemius of the person is not affected when it's a nega on a house or on something else. But when it's on the person, the panemius of the person is now damaged goods. You need your friends to get involved and to help you out and to bring you to the kohen. We need to bring you back to the Olam Habinyan, to be in a place in the world where Hashem wants you to be, where you are now a builder, where you're not knocking people, you're not looking to bring other people down, so many times to bring yourself up. The way to get up the hill is for you to go up, not to try to knock everyone else down. We need you to be a builder, not one who gets further or tries to get further. You never win by doing it, but tries to get further by destroying other people. And really, this is the lesson we try to bring home every year when we speak about the Parshia of Sazria Metzora. We're now also in the weeks of Sfiras HaOmer, where it's a time to introspect into Mein Adam Lachaveroi, how we act, how we speak about our friends. Are we from an Olam Habinyan? Are we a person that has a good word for everybody? If we're not enough of that kind of person, now's the time of the year. In Sfiras HaOmer, going toward Kabbalas HaTorah. Before you makabel the Torah, in 5 weeks from now, you have to be a mensch. You have to be a person who works on their midos. And Mir Hashem, this year, we're going to think about these things. We're not just going to look. We're going to read through long 2 parshios this week. Let it have an effect on us. Let us concentrate on what we're reading and what we're learning in the parsha. And it should be a schus for everybody. We should all be part of that Olam Habinyan. We'll be able to be, Emir Hashem, soon. A person should be, build yourself. You should be Zeicha to be Baina. The Beis HaMikdash. Bimheira v'yameinu amen. A beautiful Shabbos Rosh Chodesh to all.